What does it mean to be successful? If we look at pop culture and influencers, celebrities, get this impression that being successful is being so rich that you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, and the ability to be able to pursue your own desire and your own pleasure. But it's interesting because all of these studies about happiness and what makes people happy, you hear about this with the Nordic countries being the happiest countries in the world. One of the main things that they're looking at is whether people are alone, whether they're spending time alone. And the older that you get, the more likely it is that you're going to be spending time alone. And I find it interesting because a lot of times the things that are held up as what is going to make you the most successful are actually the things that are most likely to lead you to being alone when you get older. And so one of the biggest things of what's going to make you happy in the long run, what's going to make you happy throughout your entire life, it takes doing the opposite of what people typically tell you you need to do to be successful. So what do I mean by that? Well, a lot of times what you're going to hear is to be successful, you've got to start a company or you've got to pursue your career above anything else. And so then, if you follow that advice, you're going to work all the time, work up the corporate ladder, start a business, try to get to the point where you can sell it so that you can retire early or whatever thing people are trying to convince us that we should be doing. But the problem with that is when you pursue those things, you end up not spending time in building the foundation of relationship with the people who actually matter. So, building a strong relationship with somebody that you marry who's going to be the cornerstone of friendship and partnership through the rest of your life. That takes time, it takes energy, it takes attention. And you can't have everything at the same time. So if you're going to pursue a relationship that's going to be lasting, that's going to build the foundation for the antidote to unhappiness as you get older, which is being together with the people that you love and doing things that you enjoy to do together and supporting them through the difficult times and them supporting you through the difficult times. If you haven't taken the time to build that foundation because you're pursuing wealth, because you're pursuing the ability to have so much money that you can be with whoever you want and do whatever you want, you're going to end up building a life that makes you miserable. And at the same time, there we go. Now, there's another piece of this, and that's, some people are going to go, well, don't pursue wealth, pursue what makes you happy, and that sounds really good. But the interesting thing is there has to be a clear difference between what gives you pleasure and what makes you happy, because they're really not the same. Now, you can feel happy in the short term doing things that give you pleasure, whatever that would be. Pursuing a selfish interest in spending all of your time and energy running after whatever that thing is. So it doesn't matter what it is. Being authentic to yourself, doing things that make you happy, making decisions that make you happy. That's a recipe for being in your 50s, 60s, and 70s, eating alone, being by yourself, and you're free to pursue whatever you want. But what you really want and what's really going to make you happy is to be able to do those things with the people that you love. So if you've pursued selfish interest, if you've pursued pleasure and momentary happiness over building a strong foundation with someone who you're going to be able to build a partnership with, a team with, and grow a family together of kids that actually like you and want to be around you, that you build a relationship with, so that you have that foundation for long-term happiness, you're going to end up regretting it. And I find it interesting because a lot of times the pushback to pursuing relationship and getting married and having kids is, well, you gotta You got to be rich. You got to make a ton of money if you want to have kids. And that's just not true. I mean, having kids is expensive, but people have kids all over the world all the time. Some of the people who I've met who have some of the most joy and some of the deepest family relationships are on my time I spend in other countries where they have absolutely nothing, but they have each other and they love each other and they're happy. Now, would it be nice if they had a better quality of life? Absolutely. And can money help provide opportunities? Can money help provide stability and provide an environment where you have more time to invest in your family? Absolutely. And so I'm not discounting the importance of building a skill set so that you can make money and so you have opportunity. But the challenge is when we put that above building a foundation that's actually going to make us happy in the long run. Don't just pursue what's going to make you happy in the short term. And don't buy into the lie that you have to be rich to be happy, or you have to get rich if you're going to be able to do what's important. The things that matter in the long run are things that really don't cost money. It's being with people who you love, spending time with them, doing the things that you value and are important as a team, not the things that are important to you as an individual. Now, hobbies and everything, that's great. Being able to do things that you enjoy as an individual is great. But focus on the things that are going to be the foundation for trust. All right, so then what do you need to do to actually attract the kind of person who is going to be a good partner? And what do you do if you are with somebody and you want to level up together with them? Well, that starts with you. You can look outside of yourself, look for the things that are outside of your control and focus on those, like the economy or politics, who's in office, what's going on, or systemic problems in the world or in your country, or whatever the situation is. You can focus on those things. And you know where you're going to be in 5 years from now if you focus on those things? You're either going to be in the same place you are now, or more likely, you're going to be way more miserable because you're focusing on the things that you can't change rather than focusing on the things you can. And so ultimately, if you want to be happy, pursue the things that are actually ultimately going to make you successful. Pursue ultimate success, which is building deep and enduring relationships with the people who matter to you, and the ability to be able to spend your time and energy building those relationships for the long haul. And part of being able to do that is figuring out a way to be able to make enough money so that you can actually do the things you want with the people you want to be with. And that does take time, it takes intention. But the point is you have to figure out beforehand what it is that you actually want and set your intention towards that, because you can make a lot of money and you can get rich and actually end up building a life that's miserable. Or you can focus on the things that actually matter. And then when you're working hard and you're putting in the effort, and maybe you do have a season where you're working extra hours and you're hustling and grinding, but you're hustling and grinding to build a life that actually matters to you. You're focusing on building a life that's going to have meaning and purpose. You're building a life surrounded by people who you love and who love you. Not a life where you're setting yourself up to do a bunch of stuff alone. So figure out where you want to go, and then figure out how to hustle and work hard towards the right things so you can actually get what you want.